Look, I got my little tees to look official.
Wait.
Oh, is that
Stanley?
Well, okay. What is the hype with the Stanley Cup?
I don't know. It's literally a cup with a straw.
Welcome to Tyra Stark TV. I'm Tyra Stark, and my guest today is my cousin Syrita.
Hey everybody.
Cutie Pie 88.
That name is so long.
That's her YouTube name.
Yes.
So a little bit about Syrita. You've been YouTubing for years.
Oh my gosh.
Like since I've known you, I feel like
2010 is when I started my pregnancy vlogs with my first daughter, and then from there it just like spiraled into me recording myself doing my hair, and then I started winning like contests to get free hair, and then it kind of just went from there. So it's almost been over what?
15?
Yeah.
20?
15? 14 years?
14
almost?
years.
Yeah.
That's
long
awesome.
time.
Yeah, she's been doing hair for like ever. And we're cousins. A lot of people think on TikTok that we are the same person.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that.
My students would be like, "Oh, I saw your TikTok." And I'm like, "What TikTok are you talking about?" And then they show me, and I'm like, "That's not me. That's my cousin." So
I heard that too.
Y'all let us know. Do we look alike?
Features.
So I wanted to talk. So pretty soon I'm going to start, having our microphones. Listen, if you want to donate some money for some microphones, let me know, because I do have so many topics in my head that I want to do.
Tell this girl she needs a podcast.
I've been told that. Do y'all want to hear me talk? I will say it is easier for me to talk with someone.
Okay.
So I do feel like it would be lots of guests versus me. I'm like, y'all don't want to hear me talk.
Right.
Not myself.
I feel the same way. Yeah.
But I wanted Syrita to come on here because I'll tell you where it started. It started with a conversation where we were talking about like, oh, Syrita's always glammed up, y'all. Like, I have never
not
not
like this all the time.
seen you glammed up. And she's a mama too. Yes. She's a wife. And so one day I was like about to take my wig off, right? And it's nighttime, and I'm pajamas, and I'm like, my husband does not want to see these cute pajamas I have on, but like my hair, set it off cornrows, right? So I was like, what would Syrita do? In my head, I'm like, she would put the wig back on until he falls asleep or something. And so I was like, okay, let's talk about it, because motherhood, as y'all may know, I'm a new mom, getting into 4 months. And it was hard in the beginning for me to get my groove back. I'm not gonna lie. Now, look, I'm a NARS girly. My mama done got me an Ultra gift card, and I kind of racked up. And so I wanted to talk about it. You are so great at just like being fashionable. Like, you would not be like, my first glance at you wouldn't be like, oh, she has 2 kids. One is 13. The other one's 5. 5?
Yes.
Yeah, Yanni's 5. And so I think she looked like a teenager. So I wanted you to come on and just kind of like talk about it. Like, I'm gonna be real. Having Gideon, and I don't know if it's because he came early, right before my hair appointment.
Okay.
And so I felt ugly having him. After the fact, I'm like, well, now I can't get my hair done. And so that just kind of went into like a spiral of me feeling not attractive.
Okay.
And then recently, let me tell you what Darius got me for Christmas. Like 10 pairs of pajamas, right? Cute. I mean, fluff and cute pajamas. And he was like, he looked me in the face and was like, babe, get rid of these muumuus, get rid of these oversized t-shirts. And I was appalled at first. What do you mean get rid of my muumuu? I have your son in that muumuu. Like, what is going on? And he was like, yeah, like, he was like, no, babe, you are beautiful. You are
visual,
amazing, but like, I just want to spice it up a little bit. And I was like, you know what? I can't be offended. So let's talk.
Yeah. That is so true. With my first baby, with Anaya, she's 13 now. God, it was so long ago. 2010, I had her. It wasn't really as big as it is now.
Yeah.
Like being fashionable, being, you know, the snapback and all that stuff. Like, that was 13 years ago. Things were so much different. Social media was different. Like, first of all, Instagram didn't exist. It was like Facebook. I don't know. Everybody was comfortable. Nobody really saw what other moms look like. Like, oh, the makeup and all that stuff. So I can't even remember how I had my hair for her. I think it was crochets or something like that. Like that wasn't even on my mind.
Okay.
The snapback with her was a little bit. I wouldn't even call it a snapback because I had a belly. I developed a muscle separation and all that stuff. But it was like nobody knew what that stuff was.
Yeah.
I don't think I was like frumpy after her. But definitely after my second child I was. But I don't know. Things were different. Fashion was different. Yeah. So with my first one, it was like, okay, you just kind of gradually go into your regular self. I don't know. After my second child in 2018, Instagram and stuff was more prominent. It was, snapback this, snapback that, gotta get into fashion, da 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 da. I don't know. I've always had this thing in my mind, Syrita, you're still yourself. Like, you don't lose yourself. So after my first baby, I kind of slowly got into, you know, being back to myself. And I was fortunate to lose the weight quick. I still had that belly. But
it's me wearing a waist trainer right now as we speak.
My second baby, I sure did.
You okay over there? My son is just like staring into space.
But I just my point is I think things change, and I think this generation is so like they see so much and they're so concerned with appearance now. But I mean, I've always had this thing like, you know, try not to, you're still an individual, you're still yourself. You're married, you have 2 kids, but don't lose yourself. So my first baby, I tried not to. The second baby, it was a little bit more prominent because of social media, and I wore more makeup and wore more hair and things like that. So my second baby, I wore heels when I was pregnant. I was still super cute. I think it comes down to like I don't know, like how you personally view yourself. I don't know. Personally, I was fortunate enough to not really struggle with low self-esteem or anything like that, but I can see this generation is really struggling with that.
Yeah, because you have,
oh my God,
so many influences to compare yourself to.
And I'm 35. I don't know if the viewers knew that. I'm 35.
Oh yes, 35.
Total different. Like, we're like right on the line of being old school and seeing the world before social media and seeing it now. So it's like the differences of what y'all go through is crazy, especially as being new moms.
So when Instagram came out, I was a senior in high school.
Okay.
When that came out.
And
Facebook was a thing.
Facebook
was already a thing.
And you didn't really feel it from Facebook. Not that pressure.
No. Because even I'm more like, I'll share more pictures of Gideon on Facebook than I do on Instagram. Because in my mind, I feel like Facebook, people are creepy everywhere. But I don't know. Instagram is just like, everybody's so highly opinionated on Facebook.
Oh, that's true.
And the minute I see a rude comment, it's going down.
People comment more on Facebook. Yeah. Like, they just feel free to
like
comment.
Little keyboard warriors is what I call them. But so and also do you think that women, maybe we lose ourselves a little bit when we do have kids? Because I can see why that happens, because I almost fell victim to it. Now pre-baby, now I'm not gonna lie, once third trimester hit, I was just in not a good place mentally. Like my whole pregnancy, I feel like I was just down because I wasn't working. I didn't really, I still was not over losing my dream job right before the wedding in 2022. And so I just didn't feel like dressing up. I didn't feel like being, you know, I'm just home. I didn't feel like I'm pregnant. Like, who really feels like getting dressed? And so to hear you say you were wearing heels and stuff, I'm like, oh wow, can't relate.
Yeah, and it's like it sucks. Like, I wish I could. Like, I wish I could, but I can come from a place of, even though I can't fully relate, I can come up from a place of understanding, because that's a lot. Like you said, your job. You said third trimester. Yeah. Oh my God, that's
I just moved in here. I didn't want to do anything.
Because even back in like 2018, like rent was lower. Like, everything was lower. It wasn't like so much pressure. So I'm like, dang, like, this is a lot. So I mean, not wanting to, I totally understand. Like, right after my second baby, it was a slower process of me getting back to myself. Like, my main thing was my stomach was still huge and I didn't know why. So that's when I was telling you guys about it's called the diastasis recti.
Yeah.
The thing, that's what killed my confidence. Like, totally killed my confidence. Like, my daughter was like 1 year old and it still looked like I was like 5 months pregnant. People were stopping me and telling me congratulations.
No, yes, I didn't even notice that. Maybe because I'm around you a lot, but I didn't.
Sucking it in, and like you said, the waist trainers.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, congratulations. I'm like, for what? Like, you pregnant, right? I'm like, no. Like, the knowledge that you get, like, as time goes on, I had to do my research, like, why is my stomach still big and stuff like that. So I didn't wear certain things. Like, I didn't show my stomach at all. I felt like I had to wear the waist trainer all the time, and it was like, oh my God. So that for me, like, sweatpants, getting like frumpy, but eventually, like, it helps having a husband, like your husband, like my husband, like they love you no matter what. They understand and they don't pressure you into like, oh, you gotta wear the moo thing. I can understand.
Look, so fun fact,
it's tough though.
I told him we can get rid of a lot of them, but I did keep one.
Yeah,
because I said that Walmart moo is my favorite.
It's comfortable.
But going kind of back to what you're talking about, husbands. Yes, I can't stand when I hear about people's husbands and they're like, oh, he talks down to me now, like he's just not attracted to me anymore. And first of all, man, you need to understand your wife just gave birth to your child. Like, the body does not snap back. No. I don't care what social media tells you.
No.
The body does not snap back like that. But also, you have to give the body time to heal. That's number one. But also, number two, let's just say maybe your wife did not have a child. Maybe she just gained a few pounds or whatever. Instead of go to the gym with her. Right. Babe, hey babe, let's go to the gym together. Let's eat better together. And so when Darius had bought the pajamas for me, that was like, yeah, babe, like, I love you. But can you wear these? Like, this is cute. And it was cute. I was like, okay, Darius.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about it. Like, I didn't even think about.
Now, that's true. That's true.
Like, men are visuals, and you've always told me that. You've always, even when I was engaged, you told me men are visuals, but you just get, at some point, you just get comfortable.
Seriously, you get
and
comfortable.
You just like, oh, will he marry me? And it's like,
take it like it is, honey. The bonnet and everything,
right? But then I was realizing, I was like, okay, when Darius gained a little weight, and I was like, oh, husband, you did gain some weight, like, so if we think about it, they're thinking about it too. So, so I was like, okay, we gonna work out together.
Yeah.
He was like, okay,
that's it.
We're gonna work out
together. Both of you have to have that understanding. You have to understand, you gain a few. He has to, because baby, if he don't understand, he'll be mad at you for telling, oh, you gotta go to the gym, and then you'll be mad at him. Y'all gotta be mutual, and that's where it comes down to like.
It kind of reminds me of one of my favorite movies, Why Did I Get Married? Okay, her husband was so mean to her. Sheila's husband, but then Troy, they working out together. Yeah. They build,
and make her feel like she's beautiful no matter what.
Exactly.
That's the key.
Exactly.
Like, okay, I love you with the bonnet on. I love you. That's the affirmation that you need before he replaces all your movement. Like, I love you, honey. Like, where you are, but instead of, just making it so blunt and so mean about it. Right. Like, that's the balance. And it's just understanding. You have to understand where the man is coming from. And you have to understand the woman. Like, we don't want to wear thongs all night. It's uncomfortable. Like, men, you try to wear a thong like every day, every night. You have to come from a place to understand it. But then when you, like, okay, 2 months has passed and you haven't worn something that he likes. Yeah. It's like, okay, you have to
gotta keep the bedroom spicy, honey. And that's on the Book of Solomon. My next is my. Speaking of, because I'm gonna hear some. I can just hear comments in my head, right? We have to be modest because some women don't wear makeup, and that's personal preference. I grew up in my mom, even if she just went to the gas station, my mom had on a full face of makeup. And as I've grown older, I was like, I don't have to be that way. I mean, the first time, like, I was going somewhere really important, my mom was like, you're not gonna put on makeup? I was like, no, like, I don't think I need that, you know?
Yeah.
So I totally get it. Like, there are some days where, like, I will, if I'm running errands, I'm gonna start my day off with Starbucks, and I'm gonna run my errands and like something what I got on now, something like whatever. I don't necessarily have to have on makeup or whatever. It does not define me. So I do want to make that clear. If you are a person that is really just not really into beauty, that is definitely your prerogative for sure. Because the Bible does warn us about making it an, you know, kind of making it an idol, like vanity. I did want to read, because I want to, every video I do try to incorporate the Lord into it. So I was reading 1 Timothy 2nd chapter 9. So here we have Timothy saying, I also want women to dress modestly, with decency and propriety. I think I said that word right. Not with braided hair, gold, or pearls, or expensive clothes, but with good deeds appropriate for women who profess to worship God. So we see that scripture a lot when it comes down to modesty and things like that. Yes. I don't necessarily think in a way he's saying like, oh, you can never dress up. Right. But I think there are some women who make it vain. Yes. Who like if I don't look this way, if I don't get my BBL, if I don't do the I'm not worthy. And so this scripture really just warns us about that. Don't make that beauty into everything. At the end of the day, it matters what's on the inside. And so I just kind of want to make that clear, because I don't want anybody to, oh, y'all just talking about beauty. I'm not that wife that wears makeup. No, totally fine. But now, do I believe that every now and then we should get sexy for our man? Yes. Heck yeah.
And God understands, and like we have to understand too, like biblical times, like God understands the world changes. So like you can't take it word for word, you know, like you said, like it's okay, but I do think there's a line, like you said, that needs to be drawn, but everybody's preference is theirs. Yeah. Times change, but for me, I don't want to make it into a God. I don't want to make it seem like I cannot step out without the best clothes, the best makeup, and still feel beautiful. Like, and also being an influencer, you got to be careful too, because it can overtake you. Like, you actually do makeup every day for the video, for social media, and I had to come like, okay, I didn't do certain like makeup tutorials because my skin was like, I had hyperpigmentation, I had like textured skin. And I'm like, dang, I'm looking at these other girls, like they have smooth skin, So that kept me from like doing a lot of makeup tutorials. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. Like, I need to be comfortable in my skin. And that was when, that's one thing I was self-conscious about, was my skin. So I had to get to a point like, okay, I don't have to walk out with my makeup. Let me start doing something about my skin care and feel comfortable. Like, within the last like month, I think I've been like wearing so much less makeup. Yeah, of course, for my videos, of course, but like every day. And my husband like hyping me up, like, Syrita, you still don't need makeup, it's okay. So that's one thing I struggle with. But yeah, you can't make it into something that you need, because you'll start running into those self-conscious issues when it all comes off. Right.
And that's so true. I think I'm going through a phase right now where I'm just like, I want to be in my hot mom era. Like, again, because I did like those first couple of weeks, I feel like let myself go a little bit, rightfully so. I mean, you know, but now I think I'm in a mood where I'm like, okay, before I had my baby, I was dressing up, you know, date night. I was, you know, being cute outfits, cute dresses. I think, I did go through, I was saying in the last video I didn't really go through postpartum depression, thank God. I mean, I was very devastated when I could not breastfeed. I think that was kind of like the only
I couldn't either
thing that really had me down. But I would say another thing that kind of brought me down too is when I couldn't fit a lot of my clothes. So that's when I was just like, okay, it's time to like work out. But even then, my husband was like, babe, you are beautiful, So I love that, you know, if you're single out there, you know, pay attention to all those little details, like you know, who's going to be there for you, who's to uplift you when you are down, and when you need a word from God is going to pick you back up. So little things like that is I love my little husband so much, you know. But just to, I think even when it comes down to even modesty, I hear that a lot in like, you know, the Christian faith. A lot of women ask me about that. You know, I don't know if everyone has their own idea of what modesty is. Because to some, wearing pants may not be modest. You know, I know I have several friends who don't wear pants, you know? So, you know, I do think when it comes down to modesty, praying and asking God what that looks like for you. My friend, she just posted, she's a minister, and she posted about, I actually never met her in person, but on social media, we're like really great, you know, friends. And she posted about her lace. She did a birthday shoot, and she had a lace shirt on. It was like a bustier, but a jacket covering it, and how she felt conviction after that, wearing it and posting it, because the attention it was drawing, like men being in her DMs, and she's like, wait a minute, I'm like drawing like the wrong attention to myself. I'm literally a minister of the gospel. So I think it's when the topic of like dressing and fashion comes up, it is, I think, sometimes difficult for a woman who may be in church, you know, who is really trying to not be lukewarm, but maybe still into fashion. It is tough. And so I think, like, as a wife, like, what are your, I guess, thoughts on that? When it comes down to modesty, like, do you feel like us wives should dress one way at home, a different way at house? Like, what? And I know when people ask me this, I always have to pray before I answer, because I really don't know. I don't know this person's preference. I don't know. You know, the Bible does talk about, you know, modesty and covering up. I mean, I even struggle with, I'm not gonna lie to you, like the thought of even swimsuits. Like, for me, like, if I'm at the beach, like, okay, I want to wear the, you know, I'm in the Bahamas, I'm in Jamaica, whatever. So I don't know. It just raises a question for me sometimes.
That's a tough one, because, like you said, everybody has their own opinions, and there's almost no right answer. It's kind of like you said, personal preference. With me, kind of, like I said, being 35, being on that line of kind of old school and new school, when I was growing up, I had to be modest. Skirts, stockings, no fingernail polish.
People don't wear stockings no more.
No earrings, nothing like that. Yeah. Bathing suits, you couldn't go and wear it without a t-shirt. Like, you had to wear a t-shirt over your bathing suit. Church events.
What about those little cami dresses, and your mom making you wear like a tank top
underneath? Like, if it got spaghetti straps, it got to be a tank top underneath. Like, it was. So I get it. Yeah. Like, I understand, and I think it's a hard one. Like,
do you think it's freedom though, into when you? For example, I used to be that one. My mom, if it was spaghetti strap, I'm a tank top, I had to wear the sleeve that was here. And so I don't know if, like, when I got older, I realized, okay, this is not. God is not going to be mad at me. I can still be modest.
Exactly.
I think when it comes down to your intention.
Exactly. What is your intention? Yes,
I'm going to wear this to church. It's tight. You know your panty print showing.
Exactly.
You trying to catch a man.
But in some women's bodies, like, y'all can't help it. This brings up Jacqueline Carr. She is a shorter woman. She's on she's thicker. Like, she wore pants and took a picture, like, with her horse. I think with her horse, with a horse. I don't know if it was hers. And it was like tight. And I'm like, the church people, like, she's gonna have that shape. She's not gonna walk around.
Erica Campbell gets it a lot too.
But that's her shape, and that's one part of, like, I'm disappointed a little bit because she's young. You know what I'm saying? You cannot expect her to walk around with the skirt down to her, to her leg. Yeah. But it's just pants, and it's her preference. So and I mean, I can only speak for me. I'm young. I'm not going to not wear certain things, but there's still certain things I'm not going to wear. Yeah. Like, all the way down. I got 2 kids, body changes, stuff don't sit where it used to sit. So it's certain stuff, like, I don't really wear, like, but like you said, it all comes down to your mindset, your intentions. And if you draw certain attention and you can't help it, don't bring yourself down.
Well, I don't know. I think beauty, I didn't want to make the YouTube video so long, but when it comes to getting, you want to say it to the people. And when it comes to, like, beauty and things like that, it's a tough scenario, but I don't hear it being talked about enough. I just know. Right. I just want to say, like, when it comes down, honestly, when it comes to beauty and stuff, like, I do be having you in my mind. I'm like, okay, like, I see your reels and stuff. I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus, but it's not in a comparison way. Right. It's in a beautifully honored way, reverence way, to where I'm like, wow, like, I see the importance of being up, you know.
Yeah, you see that.
So I think it's beautiful. Like, so you know, yeah, social media comes with a lot of comparison and stuff like that, but. I do feel like you are a true definition of a positive influencer because it motivates me to be like, you know what, I need to, because it may be like I've been in a deep funk for like a couple weeks, and I mean look at your reel and be like, okay, time let's get it together. Let's get. And honestly,
I don't always look like that.
Let's
like,
get it together.
It's for the video. Like I don't always look like that, but that's good to hear because I want it to be positive.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to look at it feeling that it's unattainable.
Same.
You know, I shop at Shein. I get my makeup at the drugstore. You know, I may splurge here and there on certain things, but it's all about balance. It's all about balance between how you look at home, your husband, and social media. Get it? It's all a delicate balance, but have that balance as best as you can.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way when people. My social media is very. If I tried to do beauty and stuff, it would be like, Tyra, what are you doing?
I think I would like it.
You know, I'd be out of my zone. But like when people tell me that, you know, oh my gosh, like you make Christianity look really fun, stuff like that. It's so I try to just be like, I think funny with my reels, but like incorporate the Lord into them. And so I want to be this person where it's like, you know, I want you to like be inspired when you come to my page, like nothing else. Like inspired, like if I inspired you to read a scripture today, cool. Like I've done my job for the day. So I think I love that people can be in their own lane, but still, you know, be influenced. That's what it's all about. You know,
being in your own lane, but still influenced. That's true.
Okay, are you pooping? Like what is going on?
It's like, I want to be seen.
Hi, Kitty. Kitty is like,
he's like, see me. He's laughing.
Kitty,
he's like, see me.
You
I'm
look
here.
up. Yeah, good job, baby. I love it. Well, I think that's it for today. I appreciate you stopping by, and make sure y'all follow Syrita. She has hair content, beauty, all that umbrella type of things.
Stop by. Yeah, if you follow, it's fine. Like Tyra said, if you're inspired, I've done my job. So
period.
Positive,
Period.
Positive inspiration.
That's what it's all about. So did we say anything that kind of made you have another question? Comment below and let us know. Maybe we'll do, you know, another one.
Part 2. Maybe.
Alrighty. Say bye-bye. Gotta change them now.